Stand by for action. Anything can happen in the next half hour. Stand by for action. Anything can happen in the next half hour. Stand by for action. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Hey, good evening to you, and welcome along. It's Friday night, 7 o'clock, and of course, you're with Stu Bear, and wishing you all a very, very good Friday night. Hope you're feeling fit and fine and ready for some action with some aircraft. That's what we've got coming up for you, and we'll just go through what we've got coming up for you tonight. What have we got? Hey, well, we've got quite a bit from the Midlands Air Festival that was on, you remember, last year, and of course it's going to be on again this year, and certainly looking forward to going to that in June. More about that coming up just a little bit later. And of course, hey, we've got the brilliant chat room, and loads of folks chatting away in there, so thank you. It's great to have your company. I'm just fiddling around with a few buttons here at the moment, just getting to the
Stand by for action.
just get into the right section. There we go. Ha! We're sorted! Alright, I was just babbling on for a second because something wasn't working. But we've got it right now. So who have we got in the chat room this evening? We've got Becky Davis, Murray Smoon. We've got Oliver. Hi, Oliver. Amy Wilson says, evening Stu and all. Looking forward to another great Friday night show. Hey, we'll say hi to a few more people in just a moment. But as I said, we've got the Midlands Air Festival, Catalina display, the Red Arrows. We've got a video from Neil from Bulgaria. It's an AWACS in a beautiful sunset, and also we've got the Typhoon display, which you saw just a moment ago. Russian Spitfire. We've got some Duxford. We've got a U2 display. We've got a Raspberry Ripple Canberra display and a Silver Star display. So hey, it's all coming up. So stay right where you are. Enjoy the show, and let's start it off with the first feature right now from last year at the Midlands Air Festival. This is the, should be anyway, the Catalina.
Yes, it had a very interesting last year, didn't it? In the autumn of last year, she suffered an engine failure whilst operating on Loch Ness in Scotland, and unable to take off. She was actually rescued by the Loch Ness RNLI, and in due course lifted off the water to a safe haven beside the loch, where an engine change had to be carried out in the open, and after several weeks she was able to return to. That's the wing. So they actually tuck up to form the wingtips, don't they?
Correct.
And they're down as floats, which is an amazing design feature. And you can see that boat-like keel, can't you?
And also, people may have noticed that that's where the wheels are tucked in as well. And of course, all designed to keep everything high to stop that salt water penetration.
Yeah.
But
I had the pleasure of a flight in her from Duxford a few years ago, and there's just so much space inside. You could throw a party there, and of course with those great big blisters which were used for the crew to observe when they're looking for a downed pilot or something.
well, yes and no. This one's got a checkered career, though, hasn't it? They spent a lot of time not being used way across on the west coast of Canada, in Nanaimo, rescued, and it went off on a safari mission in Africa. I don't know if you recall that. And of course, that's where those blister winters really came in commercially useful in terms of observation. You're absolutely right. Observation fantastic. And of course, they would spend hours and hours looking for downed airmen. And long before we had all these marvellous digital search and rescue beacons that talk to satellites, they did the most amazing job. And I mean, they're terrific stories. There's one of, getting a Mustang pilot, why they were there. They had an engine failure. They were then attacked by enemy Luftwaffe fighters, and they were bobbing around in the middle of the ocean. Extraordinary service from these pilots.
I said that I saw her alight on the sea off Sunderland. Unfortunately, it was only after that I learned that there was actually a version that operated at night that was known as the Black Cats, because of course the Black Cats is the nickname of Sunderland Football Club. Wish I'd known that at the time.
But it's also a nickname in the Royal Navy as well.
Of course, black hatting.
Because
Tell us
black
what
hatting.
black hatting means.
Well, it's basically spoofing. It's getting one over on your chums.
Yeah.
And of course that's why the Navy team, they only fly one of the Wildcats now. They still keep that name, the Black
Yes,
Cats.
yeah.
Famous stuff. But I think it's the endurance of this. You're talking very, very long missions in very unpleasant weather conditions, a long way from the coast, and you've got to have real confidence in your airframe manufacturer to do things like that. And then to land on the ocean, bobbing around, you can imagine how fearsome that is in a boat, let alone rescuing somebody and then having to take off again. Marvellous sight.
Click in the duck box. So what was she doing up in Loch Ness? Do you know? I don't know the background to that.
I don't. It was a film, I think. I'm pretty sure it was film work, and of course that helps keep so many of these aircraft in the sky. And particularly, they use the Duxford Aircraft Base an awful lot. So I mean, there's a huge number of vintage warbirds there as well. It's tremendous work. But it couldn't look better on a day like this. This is this terrific sight, blue sky, and this marvellous lumbering beast of an aircraft, which in many ways it's big, but it's elegant at the same time, because that wonderful sweep of the moral side there, literally a boat-shaped aircraft.
Those of you with strong lines have strong cameras may see the nose art Miss Pickup, which is based on that of the original aircraft, shot up and sunk by a Luftwaffe Me-262 jet. Topside view of the aircraft there, and you can see the blisters on each side of the fuselage.
Hi, it's Stu Bear from Airshow World, and I'm very proud to announce our sponsor, the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. And for viewers of Airshow World, you can get 15% off from the world's best tea and coffee company. Plus, you'll be helping Airshow World grow. Just use the code Airshow. That's the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. I thank you very much. Okay, well, as I said, tonight we're going to be featuring quite a bit about the Midlands Air Festival, but also we've got some classic aircraft that you really are going to enjoy. Well, I hope so anyway. But the Midlands Air Festival, what's it all about? Well, we're going to be showing you. But this year, the dates are the days of the week are slightly different, because it's going to be on the Thursday, Friday and Saturday. So it's from the 2nd to the 4th of June 2022, and it's at Ragley Hall, Alchester, Warwickshire. And hey, it's easy enough to find. All you have to do is just Google it, the Midlands Air Festival. And hey, what we are going to show you, hopefully after watching some of the videos that you're going to see tonight, you'll think, hey gosh, that is something I've certainly got to be at. And I certainly hope to be there, and I hope Morris will be there as well. And it's certainly, as I said, something that I think when you've seen some of the videos we've got coming up for you, you'll think, hey, yeah, I've got to go for a bit of that. But don't forget, it's going to be on the Thursday, Friday and the Saturday. Why is that? Because, hey, it's going to be holiday time for everybody, because it's when the Queen will be celebrating her 70th anniversary. That's what it's all about. Right, hey, can we move to the next feature? Of course you can, Mr. Bear, with any luck. As I say, a couple of little issues at the start, but I think we've got those ironed out. Everything seems to be working as it should now, so we should have the next video lined up for you. And it's, of course, the Midlands Air Festival on the Friday night, and we had, oh boy, what a night it was.
Team, the Red Arrows!
I was there with my good friend Morris, and look at this sky. It's beautiful.
We flying the Red Arrows. Red 1 calling the aircraft into 8 Arrow. Red 5 would be on the left wingtip, but not there today. As they peak over the loop at about 6,000 feet, the smokes come off. Red 1 squadron leader Tom Bold about to bend the formation to the right. Red 1 is a former Typhoon pilot, and he's instructed on the Tucano and the Hawk T2. He was formerly on the Red Arrows until 2017 and rejoined this year as the team leader. The smoke comes on as Reds 8 and 9 move back in the formation into our iconic Diamond. To the right of Red 1 in Diamond is Red 2, Flight Lieutenant Will Cambridge. Will is a former Tornado GR4 and Typhoon pilot in his second year on the team. In from the right-hand side in Diamond, the nose coming up, the smoke is about to come on for the Diamond roll. Red 1 using a very metronomic cadence in his commands, the pilots reacting to the tone and rhythm of his voice rather than the movement of his aircraft.
Hey, Clive Everly, thank you very much for that real kind donation. Thank you.
Red 1 calls them into Fred. The aircraft moving forwards, changing formation as they go over the top of the loop, forming the Red Arrow. On the left of Red 1 is Red 3, that's squadron leader Nick Critchell. He'd like to say hello to Matthew and Betty and all the family who are here at their first air show this year. Rich previously flew the Typhoon and was an instructor on the Hawk T2 before joining the Red Arrows. And roll, calls Red 1. Everyone putting their inputs in, reacting to the team leader's voice as we roll the very wide Big Vixen shape.
So you asked the question, why only 8 Red Arrows instead of the usual 9?
Aboard, calls Red 9 very quietly.
I'll tell you in a moment.
9 start to roll around the rest of the formation. Watch now as Red 1 bends the formation to the left. The red and blue smoke comes on at 8 and 9. This is Tornado.
Hey, well, going from memory, I believe all 9 made it to, I think they were based at Fairford for the weekend. Either Fairford or Bryce Norton. So all 9 popped down there. But unfortunately, one of the aircraft had a bit of a technical problem, so that caused, for the weekend, they could only fly 8 aircraft.
Left, the aircraft coming over the top. Get your cameras ready for the hammer break.
And in fact, for quite a bit of the early season, they were only displaying just the 8 aircraft because one of the pilots became ill. So they had a bit of bad luck at the beginning of the season, but they soon sorted that out. And
break, go, calls Red 1 into the hammer.
But what a location, just look at
The
this.
aircraft staying low over the horizon. It's Reds 6 and 7, being followed by Reds 8 and 9, tipping in for the first of their opposition passes.
And by the way,
In the back-
they tell me the Catalina this year that you were looking at earlier, that will be actually landing
Flown the Typhoon on the front
right here at Ragley Hall.
in his 4th year on the team. In from the left and right, Reds 6 and 8, 7 and 9, for the spectacular Jippo Pass. Reds 6 and 7 passing 100 feet apart, the red and blue smoke coming away from us as they roll and pull up from roller coasters to make way for the rest of the formation. Now in from the right-hand side, Red 8, the white smoke on, turning hard across and come to the front. The white smoke comes on, Red 6 and 7 pulling away from each other, starting their way down in the beautifully symmetrical heart. Keep your eyes peeled up to the top left for Red 9, as he descends steeply towards the heart, his white smoke about to come on to form the spear. Spearing the heart, Red 9 is squadron leader Steve Morris. Steve has previously flown the Harrier GR9, the Tornado GR4, and has instructed on the Hawk. Smoke on, ready for hot barrel. At the bottom in line astern is Red 4. That's Flight Lieutenant James Turner. JT has previously flown the Typhoon and instructed on the Hawk. He's in his 2nd year on the team. The aircraft have now moved into reverse battle. Normally odd numbers on the left, even numbers on the right. They're the wrong way round in this formation, so they're going to switch back to the right side through slalom. The aircraft back on their correct side now, and as a tribute to the NHS and the healthcare workers across the UK that have been fighting the pandemic throughout the last 2 years, Enid about to put the blue smoke on as they come past in battle. Clear go again for 2 and 3 for their second rollbacks. Complete calls Red 1, the 4 members of Enid off to the right-hand side. Now, fix your gaze. The aircraft crossing feet away from each other, the chip over left and right, Red 6 and 7, about to barrel roll towards each other before crossing and rolling inverted in a new manoeuvre, the crossbow. Red and blue as they enter the double barrel roll to the left for the snake-like trail in the sky in Python. Red 1 at the front, Red 2, 3, 4 and 9 in formation in line abreast, a formation called Leaders Benefit. Red smoke comes on, Red 1 about to call them into the second roll. Enid going to the second of their barrel rolls. Red 6 and 7 are positioning themselves behind us in boomerang. Off to our left and right, look straight ahead. It's time for the display finale. Red 1 about to put the coloured smoke on. The nose lights coming towards us. ready for the spectacular Vixen Brig. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time this year, you've been watching the Red Arrow!
And coming up right now on Airshow World, it's that time of the show to find out what some of the Airshow World followers have been doing. And tonight we have this brilliant video from Neil in Bulgaria. He took this fantastic AWACS coming into land. Look at the sunset.
That's me. How you doing? This is your royal ruler, Tony Prince, and hi there! Watching the Airshow World with Stu Bear.
Oh, yeah.
And if you'd like to have something featured on a Friday night, all you've got to do is just either send myself an email, if it's some photographs you'd like me to show, or if it's a little bit of video, just like Neil over there in Bulgaria sending that over. With the AWACS landing at over at Coningsby a few years ago. Neil, many thanks for that. I'll tell you just a little bit later how you can send that across. Meanwhile, it's back to the Midlands Air Festival, and on the Saturday they had the wonderful sight and sounds of the Typhoon displaying in beautiful conditions.
As we've already discussed this year's Flying the Flag Livery scheme. The design was created as a collaboration between the team and a Eurofighter enthusiast, Adam Johnson. Adam also designed the Gina livery for the 75th BOB anniversary, which you may remember. Onto the A-axis. Again in from the right, he's going to conduct knife edge manoeuvring. At 9G, air is being forced into his G-suit, compressing his muscles, trying to keep the blood from draining from his head. Here's the on-crowd, gear down barrel roll. Back down the line. Setting up for the slow speed pass. Moving the Eurofighter ground speed to probably, as it's into wind, below 100 knots. It looks as though the aircraft's just hanging in the air. Nose held high, he's running 24. Back on the crowd on the 45. A half Cuban with 540 aileron bolts. And then a half horizontal back down into the max rate turn. G-turn, Sainty is unable to even lift his arms at all. And into the corkscrew. The Eurofighter has a hand-on throttle 6 system though, which means Sainty can completely safely control the aircraft, even though he can't lift his arms. The G applied to his body will now make him weight equivalent to a Formula 1 racing car. Into the knife edge pass, then invert, and then push again. And it can be quite painful. On crowd back onto the B, into the quarter clover, Sainty's hardest manoeuvre, technically difficult to get the exact 90-degree turn as he rolls into the stick, burners on, he's going to exit the display, back home to East Midlands. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the 2021 Royal Air Force Typhoon display.
That was superb, excellent.
So that was at the Midlands Air Festival. More coming up just a little bit later. But over the weekend, they were actually based over at East Midlands Airport. And here they are, coming into land at East Mids. It's a sight you don't see very often. Coming up in just a mo, I shall go through the chat room, say hi to as many people as I possibly can. So, hey, keep the messages coming. What a sight, eh? Normally you see jumbos or 737s or whatever else coming into East Midlands Airport. But hey, what a treat. A couple of Typhoons. So once again, a big thank you to Neil from over in Bulgaria for sending that video across of that AWACS coming into land at Coningsby. And of course, I would love it, wouldn't I, hey? With that beautiful sunset. Well done. Absolutely brilliant. And of course, if you'd like to, hey, you keep talking about these great photographs, so hey, if you'd like to have them featured on a Friday night, and if you've got a YouTube or whatever else, I can certainly give it a mention. So whether it's photograph or a video, I can put it into that section that we call Airshow World Followers. It'd be an absolute pleasure. All you have to do is send my good self an email, and the email address is stu, that's Stu, at airshowworld.com. Couldn't be easier. Stu at airshowworld.com. If it's a large-ish video, send it over on a program called We Transfer. I could tell you more about it. Just, hey, send an email across. This was on the Monday morning when they actually departed from East Mids. And you certainly won't get a civil aircraft going up like that. It was absolutely brilliant. The weather for the whole weekend of the Midlands Air Festival was absolutely amazing. And of course, tickets are on sale right now. But don't forget, it's a Thursday, Friday and Saturday this year. Okay, let's have a look. Who have we got in the chat room? We've got a lot of folks, including my good mate Morris Moon. We've got Becky Davis, Mark Webster, Carl Rudd. We have Karen saying, hey, how you doing, Stu Bear? Well, I tell you what, I'm feeling so much better. So a big thumbs up at last. This is the first Friday night that I've felt actually on the ball. So thank you. Hey, we've got our very own Clive. Hello, Clive. We've got Clive Jones saying, evening all. Good to see you, mate. And hopefully we'll catch up very, very soon. We've got Joe Snake. We've got our good friend Mac Cat Lady. Donny Palmer is certainly enjoying the show. Thank you very much. And Roger, we have Roger Shadbolt. And who else have we got? Clive Everly. I do apologise if I miss any of your messages. Stephen Billings, Nick Can, of course, Julie's with us. And Mike B. Piator is also there. We have West London Transport and Wildlife. And who else can I pick out of the hat at the moment? That's what it's like, I tell you. If you're watching this on a say a TV or anything like that, hey, great to have your company. If you'd like to take part in the chat room, all you have to do is subscribe to Airshow World, and within 1 minute you'll be able to put a message in, and I will do my best if I see it to say hi to you. Jim Gemmell, hi Jim. Daisy Bells, Malcolm Janes, Stephen Billings, and who else can I see? I tell you what, sometimes it just baffles me how many folks we can see. And who are... Oh, John Bullen we have. Dickie McVitie. Hey, Dickie. I hope you went up to Mild. I noticed that Dickie McVitie the other day put a message out. I hope you got my message back. He was asking about John's Field, and a few people say, no, it's all closed. Well, no, it is open. John's Field is open, and I think it reopened again last Monday. It closed for a few days because of the a lot of rain, but hey, it's been dry. So John's Field at Mildenhall is open, and but it's the campsite. The campsite will not be open until April time. It's not really ideal for camping at the moment, is it? Donny Palmer, hi to you. Stephen Billings, Becky Davis, accounts officer, Gary Inge, T Storms, I think that is, saying hello, and Jim Gemmell and Jeffrey. Hello, Jeffrey. Navy Blue Angels is... Oh, hey, I tell you what, I will do my best, I promise, very, very soon to feature the Blue Angels. I just need to get the thumbs up from somebody, from James, that I'm okay to show that. J.D. Fisher says, hi, Stu. All right. Hey, keep the messages coming in, and if I see it, I will do my best to say hi to you. Right, where were we? Ah, yes, Midlands Air Festival. We're really pushing that tonight, and because... it was absolutely brilliant, as Morris will confirm. And coming up for you, it's not just about air displays. They also have these incredible hot air balloons. And this was taken on the Friday evening. And they tell me that this year,
The night glow, the night fire.
it is going to be even bigger and better.
We've only got 15 minutes left of the...
How could it be any better than this?
Clear it and get some other aeroplanes to come in and take off, and actually then continue with the other part.
T-Storms, it's so easy to do, and I will certainly feature it. And if you've got a YouTube channel, I'll give it a mention for you, okay? All you have to do, check out a program called We Transfer, okay? W-E Transfer. And you can send a video file or photographs up to 2 gig in size, and just send it across to Stu, S-T-U, at airshowworld.com. Gillian Peter, definitely go. And this is in the evening time as it starts to get dark. They also have a fabulous fireworks display as well. What more could you ask for? And I'm sure the bear will be there, and I'm sure Morris will be there as well. Oh, I wish there Malcolm Janes. I'd love it if I had some SR-71. But you never know. Somebody out there may have some, so we would certainly feature it on a Friday night. You know how to get in touch. Hey, by the way, Stephen, no, that hasn't come across. Check the email address, all right? And Stephen Billing says, Stu, did you get to my video for the Tiger video on the 4th of Feb? Because we want to put some Tiger stuff together. Stephen, it has not come across. Also on the mentions tonight, hi to Gary Inge, Robert Russell, John Bollen, Mr. Mark Webber Webster, Shane Smith. Also hi to Becky Davis. We've got Jim Gemmell. I've got my cat at the moment going mad to be let out of the door. Hey, don't you know, we've got a show going on. You'll probably hear the cat in the background in a minute. Hey, Hannah B, great to see you as well.
There he goes, Brendan O'Brien.
Also saying hi tonight to Scott Scan. Nice to see you. This is known as Otto. I'm sure it's Otto. Otto the helicopter flown by the one and only Brendan O'Brien. Special mentions also going out tonight to Darren Graham Photography, saying good evening from a cold Heathrow. Hey, it's pretty cold here as well at East Midlands Airport, I can tell you. Hey, don't worry about it, that Daisy Bells. You take your time. Hope your wrist gets better soon. Well, I hope I've mentioned as many folks as possible. If I have missed you out, hey, don't be afraid to put a message in again. Also, hi to Jeffrey, accounts officer.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your phones out.
I tell you, I've not mentioned yet tonight, and that's my good mate, SHGP Media. How the devil are you?
The more you wave your phones, the better the surprise.
Hey, Andy! We've got my good friend Andy Hare in the chat room, and we're going to be seeing some of Andy's videos coming up in just a few minutes' time. But here we have the Night Glow. And, of course, the Midlands Air Festival. Taking part this year between the 2nd and 4th of June. Hiya, John. Yeah, keep tuned for more stuff coming in the near future from Heather, and because of obviously the illnesses and what have you, because I've just I would say we're 85% there, but yeah, hopefully we'll get Heather doing some more videos and what have you. Unfortunately, we couldn't do the Christmas cooking special that we'd put together, which we were absolutely gutted about. We did a run through and what have you with Julie, and it was all sounding and looking good. We were all ready to do the special cooking Christmas special, but of course we were all just too ill to do it. So, but hey, Andy, I hope you can keep watching, because coming up fairly soon, I think in about 10 minutes, we've got some fabulous videos that you took from Alconbury way back in, I think it was 1992, but Andy, the main man, is there and he'd be able to confirm that. Meanwhile, keep the messages coming. We've got to say hi to Becky Davis, but what we have right now, this is especially for Morris, because I know he enjoyed this particular display so much from the Midlands Air Festival. It's known as the Russian Spitfire, and the commentator, he'll tell you all about it.
Extensive restoration by the aircraft's finder, Peter Monk, known as Mr. Spitfire himself, because of the wonderful restoration jobs he does at the Biggin Hill Heritage Hangar. So yes, if you look closely, you will see Soviet red stars on this Spitfire, hence its name. It's also been christened Stalin's Spitfire. It was one that was led.
Hey, by the way, Piotr, on the night glow, I had to dub the get rid of the original music and dub some other music over the top.
44.
I'd have loved it to have had the original music in the playing, but of course, because of copyright reasons.
67th Regiment of the 122nd Division. I hope you're
because the music they were playing was Van Halen and Jump, and boy oh boy did that go well.
Unfortunately, she crashed during a dogfight in spring 1945 with just 29 hours on the airframe.
Marcus, thank you. I will check the emails out and I'll feature those photographs very, very soon.
Being successful in purchasing her. The aircraft then returned to the UK by a circuitous route, and she was then acquired by Angie Soper, who very sadly passed away within the last couple of weeks. She was famous for her Yak 11 display. So what came to the UK was a complete, although crashed, aircraft with the fuselage, large sections of the wings, Peter also flies the only Mark 11 Spitfire photo reconnaissance version that's in the UK, and also the P-51 The finished articles often have variable numbers of original parts, but it's good. But Peter is a stickler for originality. And luckily has the passion and the funds to ensure that the aircraft are restored to as original a condition as possible.
Dick McVitie. Hold your hand out. I tell you what, I'll be slapping his wrists when I see him over at Mildenhall. Certainly looking forward to seeing you there, Dick McVitie, in the roundabout. Hey, I shall be down there at Mildenhall at the beginning of April. Looking forward to that very, very much. Right, what have we got coming up for you in just a moment? Are we really doing that? Okay, yeah, we can play that. And because, hey, I told you the last feature was for Morris, and I know he's going to enjoy this next one. So with a little bit of luck, wind in the right direction, we should have a little bit of video from Duxford.
Yes, here they go, scrambling off Duxford's runway, the Grumman FM2 Wildcat and the Curtis Hall 25.
Hey, who needs a lawnmower when you've got these aircraft? As you can see, kicking up the grass.
But now, here come the Corsair and the Tomahawk.
Yes, definitely, Roger. I'm looking forward to getting back to Mildenhall as well.
The Allies came to develop tactics better suited to countering Zero.
T-Storms, I will look forward to those videos. And, yep, I will certainly fit them in on a Friday night. So keep on tuned.
Something for the improved tactics that the US forces developed to conquer zero. But while early in the war, the Wildcat was outclassed by its counterpart in the Pacific theatre. When those tactics came into being, the Wildcat became much more effective against it. And the Lockheed P-38 Lightning and the Grumman F-6F Hellcat were better still.
By the way, Gillian Peter, let us know when you can send me a message sometime, okay? Let me know when you're going down to Mildenhall, because it'd be brilliant to say hi. Peter Tor, enjoy the show this evening. We also have Charles Johnson. Hey, by the way, Karen, that's just what I was thinking with the sound. Wow.
Somehow, one of those American fighters was successful countering the Japanese opponent.
And a special mention tonight going out to Cole Shield. Hello, Cole. Good to see you. I think Cole's doing a live stream tonight around about 9 o'clock. So, Cole, good luck with that.
The Wildcat and the Corsair.
Oh, thank you. That means so much. Thank you very much there, John Bollen. It says, great show tonight, Stu, and he's put a real kind donation. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
While others were left smoking and paralyzed. Millions of Japanese were forced to flee. In these final days
because it certainly helps. Because I would love to be able to attend as many air shows as possible this year. And then, of course, afterwards, I'll be able to bring you more great footage on a Friday night. Yay, red one. But it's the best. It's the best night of the week, isn't it, eh? Friday night, 7 o'clock with Stu Bear and everybody in the chat room. The best chat room, I tell you, on the YouTube. There's no doubt about it. So proud of everybody who follows Airshow World, and thank you.
50-53 as night fighters and close air support platforms with the US Navy and Marine Corps. French naval aviation, the Airband Indochina, Suez, Algeria, and Tunisia. And their last hurrah came in 1947.
Well, I think coming up very, very soon, I'm going to be doing the DVD shows again. Probably on a, I don't know, probably a Tuesday afternoon, something like that. James Webster says, hey, keep it up, keep it up. Absolutely. Thank you so much for the kind donation. James, means a lot. Thank you.
One of the IWM shows at Duxford, marked up as hack aircraft for senior officers at...
Yeah, I tell you what, you can't beat the old warbirds. Absolutely. I agree with that. And Jilly and Peter certainly enjoying the show over there in Boston, not Boston, USA, Boston, Lincolnshire. And I love it round Lincolnshire, especially, hey, you see, Boston, it's just down the road from Coningsby. Couldn't be better. But yeah, keep in touch there, Jilly and Peter. Send me a message. Let me know how you're getting on. And hopefully, yes, we'll meet up down at either Coningsby or over at Mildenhall. As I said, I shall be down at Mildenhall from the beginning of April. Right, what do we have coming up? So much more stuff coming your way, I tell you, including the classic air shows. That's coming up very, very soon. Look at this. Morris and myself, we thought, hey, that's got to go into those trees. So skillful. But this particular evening, you can tell by the trees, it was a perfect evening for these hot air balloons. Absolutely no wind. And just look at some of these designs. And if you have a look at the actual website for the Midlands Air Festival, just Google it. You'll find it.
Right, so we've got our next balloons off the ground. As you can see, the general drifters are all...
And it'll give you an indication of what is coming up this year. That's where the latest info will be. And you can also get your tickets from there as well.
On board.
The Thursday, Friday and Saturday.
Right-hand side of the field will obviously be coming...
The weekend of the Queen's Jubilee, 70th anniversary.
Right, and you'll start to see...
So that's the 2nd to the 4th of June.
As well, there's some more over the back end of the field. And we'll start to get a whole field full of balloons for you. Once these ones at the front... beautifully.
I think my favourite was the Fox. It was absolutely brilliant.
Lurking around now.
And this one,
in the fields,
the amazing skillful flying. I mean, can you fly a hot air balloon? I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, we have,
it just went all the way along
we start
the crowd line. Look at this.
This is just all pre-show, really, because the night fire itself is a show that we put on when it gets darker. And we've got some fantastic night glow action for you, where we get some of these balloons when it gets darker. We set them to music and they burn like massive light bulbs.
If you see the Fox coming towards you, he's obviously doing a really good job and keeping really close to the crowd. Obviously, once he gets to you, give him a big...
Hey, Gary Inge, thank you so much.
You come right over the top of the corner of the field there. Crowd hoppers coming over, and a few more that are coming from that end of the field. They'll be creeping down towards you.
And coming up for you right now on Stu Bear's Air Show World, it's time to go way back in time with classic air shows. And what do we have on the classic air shows this evening? Well, Andy Hare.
Don't make this way out.
Andy Hare sent some videos across, and I'm capturing them,
Ladies and gentlemen,
editing them, and bringing them back to life.
This airplane, a two-seater, gliding this airplane through the sky.
And this was taken from Alconbury. I think it was around about 92. 1992. But I think Andy's actually in the chat room, so
miles an hour.
he'll be able to tell us for sure.
Blue background. Turbojets, each of 7,500 pounds thrust. A camera. Top speed of the camera in its bomber roll up at 45,000 feet, nearly 6 branch. And the aircraft used for radar and other trials. And if you look closely at the nose, you'll see...
And another fabulous aircraft. You remember last week we featured the Canberra.
Various sensors used.
But look at this. The Canberra again, but this time the Raspberry Ripple.
Blue. Along the right this afternoon, but normally he would be checking on equipment manufactured by his company. Here now, the Canberra, 64-foot wingspan, well, more than half an inch, and an all-up weight of about 55,000 pounds. About 200 miles an hour.
Hey, by the way, Mark Kettle asking about Stu Bear's Mr. Foodies. It's certainly still there. It's on the YouTube, and also there's a Facebook cam for it as well.
And there the Canberra.
And we'll be adding to that again in the very, very near future.
Tight turn.
But of course, as I'm sure most of you know, the bear and the rest of the bear cubs have been very, very ill. Pleased to say we're all feeling much, much better. Thanks very much there, Clive Everly, saying thanks for a great stream, Stu. Also, hi to Julie. Got to go now, he says. We'll see you soon.
Standing by the blue touch paper over there. Aircraft coming in for a simulated attack on a ground target.
Don't forget, following this show, if you want to see more with aircraft and actually take part in more chat rooms, we have our good friends over there on Plane Talking UK podcast. And right now, can you believe it? A display of a U-2!
Aeroplane coming speed on starvation diet, flying very, very speedily. We'll wait to see our 1 single flyby passes from left to right.
goes in any movie.
By the way, Jilly and Peter, a couple of years ago, I was down at, 18 months ago, get it right. I was down at Mildon Hall, and we were lucky enough to do a live stream, and a U2 actually took off. And I've got to tell you, as it powered up, it sounded just like the Vulcan. I've just put a link into the chat room, and that is for my good friends over there on Plain Talking UK podcast. If you click on that at the end of this show, just pop across and say, hey, Stu Bear sent us across from Air Show World. Where else? Mark Kettle, good to see you as well in the chat this evening. And thanks for the kind messages. Shane Smith, Julie Rotherham. Thank you, Julie. Much appreciated. And as always, I always run over. Hi, it's Stu Bear from Airshow World, and I'm very proud to announce our sponsor, the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. And for viewers of Airshow World, you can get 15% off from the world's best tea and coffee company. Plus, you'll be helping Airshow World grow. Just use the code Airshow. That's the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. Well, as always, time has completely beaten us, but thank you so much, everybody, for joining the bear in the chair right here for Friday night. Friday night live on Airshow World. Don't forget, every Friday night between 7 and just after 8 o'clock. Yeah, 8. Oh, yeah, after 8 mints. Yeah, I'm going to have some of those. Getting a little bit hungry now. Sorry if you heard the noises in the background. The cat is absolutely desperate to get out. My stomach's rumbling. That means I've got to go and get something. But hey, everybody, have yourself a fantastic weekend. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Keep on watching. Keep on supporting Air Show World. And hey, I will see you next time. Don't forget that link I've just put into the chat room for my good friends over there on Plain Talking UK podcast. They're absolutely brilliant. Great bunch of guys. And just say hi to them in their chat room. Say, hey, Stu Bear from Airshow World. Send us across. SHGP, have yourself a great weekend. And looking forward to Fairford with you, mate. I tell you, it's going to be good. Roger Shadbolt. And who else? Karen Kakuran. Thank you. And Jilly and Peter says, fabulous show tonight, Stu. Have a great weekend. You've got 30 seconds before I actually get out of here. So 30, make that 20 seconds to put your last message into the chat room. And Julie says, thanks everyone. See you all again soon. And Malcolm James, hey, you take care. Thank you so much as well. Matt Cat Lady. Oh, Matt Cat Lady. You're wonderful, and I'm so pleased you sent me that Christmas greeting across. It's, yeah, I know for you it means a lot as well, and it was brilliant. Right, who else? Karen Kakuran. Yeah, Peter, thank you, Stu and Julie. Have yourself. We'll see you next time. All right, that's it. The bear is out of here. We'll see you. You never know. We may be live later. Probably Wednesday, Tuesday. I don't know. It just all depends how things all pan out. Have yourself a great weekend. I will see you for sure, though, next Friday night at 7 o'clock. Take care, everybody. Thank you, and good night.